Give me a second. There. Had to wait to get that other screen muted because I can keep track of chat that way. We have Mike Sampson in. We have 351. We have Jason Lamb. We have Joyce Stewart. Welcome. Tonight's guest, we have Ed Evans. If you have, he is new to the YouTube, so we'll share out his channel, help him out, and we'll get to know him tonight. If you have not seen him fish, he's fished on Jody's Flathead Challenge a few times. And by what I understand, he's good at catching monster flatheads.
All right, take care. Yep.
Hey, Crappy Day Barbecue. So if any of you guys have any questions for him, please put it in chat and we'll get those questions asked. So where are you located at?
I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania. I live in Hatfield.
Okay.
I'm about 25 minutes from Philadelphia.
So is that close to Potomac River or something?
No. It's the Schuylkill River is very close. And then the next closest river you have is the Delaware River. And then the next river after that would be the Susquehanna.
Okay. So you're up there by Susquehanna Stand then.
Pretty close.
We have Jason Lamb in here. We have Joy Stewart. Crappy Day Barbecue. So what really got you into the YouTube?
Actually, I started watching Chunky and Haz, and I really liked their format that they had with the glowing rods and everything. So I kind of picked that up. But as far as the fishing goes itself, I've been fishing for flatheads for years and just never did anything about it other than take pictures and share them with friends. That was it. But this YouTube thing has really got me intrigued a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So that tug has got you addicted.
Oh, definitely. Everybody be addicted to that.
In your case, it's a screaming reel that you hear behind you and you just jump. I have one bait casting rod that I got from Chunky. I have an Uncle Lou's rod. I have two 12-foot Catbusters rod. I have an 18-foot Okuma. I got a 15-foot Okuma. And all them rods, there's only one rod that has not caught a fish yet. And that's Chunky's rod.
Yeah, I used to use the Ugly Stick Catfish series rods, but I sold them all to a gentleman in Texas, and I bought 6 Hellcats. And I love these rods.
Yeah. Hey, Buck Williams. But ever since I had that Uncle Lou's rod, it's done more catching of fish than the Chunky rod has.
Huh.
It's caught at least 75 fish since I've had it. 18 and 19 pound channels. Then last night it hooked into a 25 pound blue. Farther than the river. I mean, I think that rod just knocked it out like a champ.
Now, we use primarily live bait here for fish. What do you use?
I use bluegill, shad, skipjack.
Live or cut?
Yeah, I use live and cut.
Okay.
I don't use crappie because I love eating crappie too much.
So do the flatheads.
Yeah, that's why I might keep the heads and put them on the hook afterwards and let the flatheads have the heads.
Right.
Buck Williams, that brisket ain't ready yet. It's still on the smoker, so it's not quite done. Everybody has been asking me to do a cooking video.
There you go.
So if you last night's mail call, or not last night's, but Friday night's mail call, I got a package from Eileen. Welcome to my kitchen. She sent me an apron and some seasoning, so I told her I'd do a brisket just with her Piggy's Rub seasoning. So that's what I did a video about. But the pork rub had my seasoning on it. The country style pork ribs had my seasoning on it. So how long have you been fishing for?
I started way back. I guess I was like around 5 or 6 when my mom used to take us. My dad passed away when I was 9 years old, so he really wasn't there to help us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
And then later on in life, my mom got remarried and married a great guy. I mean, he took my brother and myself under his wing like we were his own. And he was into hunting and fishing. And it was from there on, I just took off with it.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you can get out in the woods, go hunting, fishing, and just enjoy the woods, be out there in nature. Something that God created, and you just
I'm not so much into hunting anymore.
No,
I kind of gave that up.
Yeah, but even if you just go out in the woods and just sit there and listen and run across a creek and get bait out of that creek.
Yep.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike Sampson. So I know you love, you don't have many blues up there, do you?
We don't have any blues. Not that I've seen. People say they're around, but I've never seen one. Maybe on the Susquehanna or something, yeah, but I've never seen one in the Schuylkill River yet. And I fish that hard every weekend.
So what kind of structures do you look for when you're fishing for flatheads?
A lot of wood. If you can find rock piles are actually good too. Anything that can bust up the contour of the bottom where fish can get into it, that's what I'm looking for. During the day, if you're going to fish during the day, which I don't like to, they call me the third shifter because I'm always out there from 8 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock the next morning. So that's my time frame, and I really enjoy that because that's when the fish start to move. And believe it or not, you're not looking for any holes or any structure. You're looking for shallows, flats, anything like that, because those fish are predators and they're roaming. And what makes me laugh is a lot of guys that will come in my boat. We're not getting any fish for a couple hours. Come on, let's move to another spot. I says, yo, I can tell you're not a flathead fisherman. If you're going to move around, you're not a flathead fisherman. They're going to come to you, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? But
hey, Jody, I'll be right back, Ed. So I'll let you talk to him for a minute. I have to do something real quick.
it's a shame because I can't see any chats or anything that I could relate to anybody. So he's got all the information. I have nothing. I'm sorry. But I would like to give a shout out to the Schuylkill Punch Anglers. That's a group of guys that are on the Schuylkill River, the river that I fished wholeheartedly. I also go to the Potomac every now and then to fish, but my mainstay is right here at home. I'm only 20 minutes from the river. I could be in the water in 45 minutes and set up. So that's why I fish that. It's convenient.
We have Lance McCougar in here, Pontoon Jody, Cody Robinson. They want to know has Ed ever fished Raytown Lake?
No, I have not.
So would you prefer rivers or lakes?
Rivers by far.
I prefer rivers too because you don't have to worry about thermocline.
Exactly.
You got that constant moving current and you don't have to
Yep.
worry about water flipping over.
And most of the time, your boat's sitting straight for you because you're in current.
Yeah.
You don't have, like in the lake, you have that wind blowing and you're all over the place. Your lines are twisted. I don't like that.
I don't like it.
Even though in Pennsylvania, we're only allowed 3 rods per person.
Hey, Jody, if I can get you to share out Ed Evans' YouTube channel, would you please? Let's help him get some love and some hook sets. I'm sorry for
Thank you very much.
And today is Skull Rush's birthday, so happy birthday, Skull Rush.
Happy birthday.
So, what type of hooks do you like using? Would you prefer J hooks or circle hooks?
No, I use circle hooks. I use triple threats.
Oh, same hooks I use.
That, and I won't change. I used to use Daiichi 85s.
Yeah.
Chris Slaughters turned me on to those, but I had a problem with the points getting dull after a while. And these triple threats, I'm telling you, they stay sharp.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They stay sharp.
I remember from last night that Daiichi 10 offset triple threat hook. I stuck my hand in its mouth and I felt it right through my thumb. Because that blue had it had my line and three other lines in it, but one line had 2 hooks on it. And I took my hand out of that fish's mouth real quick. I just grabbed him by the gill plate and pulled him up on the bank and went to do surgery.
Yeah, you have to be careful anymore.
I wasn't expecting a 25-pound blue to have 4 sets of hooks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people that are fishing for catfish, their tackle's underrated. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
They should go. Here's a good, for instance. This is what I did personally this year. Last year, I lost 3 fish, and I have 30-pound main line on and 50-pound shock leader. This year, I changed everything over. I'm now 50-pound main line, 80-pound shock leader.
Really?
And my biggest catfish out of the Schuylkill is 46 pounds. That's not the biggest on my boat. The biggest on my boat's 52, but I didn't catch it, so I can't claim it.
The heaviest line I have on my rods is 30 and 40-pound braid.
Wow. See, I can't use braid at all, not with rocks.
The braid I'm using, Lyle Stokes turned me onto this because it has a coating on it to where it can go across rocks and it don't get frayed out as much or as easy. I wish I could remember the damn name. But thank you, Jody, for sharing out Ed Evans' channel.
Thank you, Jody.
But that braid is super strong. The only thing it ain't strong against is a boat prop. Boat prop will cut that in a heartbeat.
So what kind of weights do you use, David?
I do pyramids.
Okay.
I love pyramids. Hey, Tony Harrison, I like the pyramids anywhere from a 4-ounce all the way up to a 12-ounce, depending on the current.
Okay.
Because if there's I like to hit the drop-offs, flats, and ledges. If I'm doing ledges, I do a Texas drop shot rig with a weight on the bottom, and you got a hook up about a foot off the
Right.
bottom. So that way, if the sinker slides over and it sits there, and that fish hits that bait, I'll lose the sinker, but I won't lose the hook. The
Right.
cat. Hey, New England, how you doing? But I love my pyramids. They no do you use what weights are you using?
I use 6-ounce no rolls. They're the round disc ones.
Yeah, the
I
coin
make
flip.
them myself. I make them from 1 ounce to 6 ounces.
Wow.
But we don't have the current you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Mississippi is nasty.
Yeah. I use 6 ounce primarily to keep the bait down because I use big baits, like I said, and they'll swim around with a 3-ounce weight with no problem. So,
Oh, you get anything from 20, 25 and up, they'll move a 4 ounce at 10 ounce weight like it's a pebble.
right.
Especially
Yep.
when you get that hook, that triple threat upset hook buried deep in that corner of that mouth.
Yeah.
Because I know how it feels, so I know how the fish feel with it. I mean, it's not nice. But I've never had, I've been using these triple threat hooks I've had the same 5 hooks on there for the last 6 months and still using them, and they still haven't dulled out yet.
I would like to say congratulations to Jody on that win last night. That was very nice. I mean, well deserved too. She put the time in, and she did it without a depth finder. She left it at the motel.
Really?
Yes, she had no electronics on her boat.
She took the electronics off her boat.
No, she had them, but they were in her motel room. She forgot to bring them with her.
Oh, okay.
So she was fishing blindsided, and everybody else had their electronics and stuff with them.
And she beat everybody else.
She pulled it out. Yes, I was impressed.
Wow. Oh, I know Jody. She's not one to she's one to reckon with when it comes to fishing.
Ask her how many $20 bills she got.
Oh, was that the side bet she had? $20 a piece?
Yep. And she wanted those guys to autograph the $20 bill before they gave it to her.
Yeah. Hey, she did get $1 off me that I had to sign.
Okay.
So I know that bet.
You got to be careful betting with Jody. I'm telling you.
I don't do none of those crazy bets.
Yeah, dressing up in a dress.
I don't do none of that.
Or dressing up like Barney and singing the song.
No. I will do a straight across the board bet.
Right.
Cash bet. I won't do any. No. I'm too old for that.
You and me both.
The buck says Jody whooped them all by herself. All the other boats had more than one person. Some had 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she did it all by herself. She struggled with one fish with the net, but
yeah,
you know, that's to be expected.
Yeah, I broke another net again last night, so I have to replace a second net. I'm like, what the hell? Some reason those big cats will tail slap a net right where the plastic is, right where it comes in the meat.
Right.
And some of those plastics are just cheaply made, and they tail slap it, and they just bust that plastic. And the net just comes apart.
I never broke a net, but I never held one to the side and then tried to lift the fish up. I always upright it, you know what I mean?
So how many 20s are you expecting to get, Jody? She says, I'm not sure how many I will get. Enough.
Yeah, I'd say at least 5 or 6.
Oh, hell. If she gets 6, she's going to be happy on that one. That's $120 right there.
Yep.
But it seems like every time I've been on Jody's Flathead Challenge, after we go off, a big blue hits every time.
It was the same thing this weekend with me. I was the only one that didn't catch a fish on her channel. But then at 6 o'clock in the morning, Jody and I were FaceTiming one another because she got a big 40-pound fish. I think it was like 42 pounds. And she was showing it to me. And then I had to reciprocate because I got that big one that I got,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was fun. And then she didn't answer me because she had another fish on. She had a 37-pound, I think, on. Something like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like every time I've been on her show, her challenge 4 times. And all 4 times after that show ended, I hook into a big cat.
Right.
What is it with this?
I like the morning bite. I just do. And what I mean by morning bite, anything from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning. That's my morning bite right there. And I always seem to get a big one.
Yeah, Jody, you love to see my muscles, don't you? Hey, I flex those muscles without a bet. So, she says she's thinking over 10 $20 bills.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of bills.
That's $200. I paid for her gas.
Oh,
You
yeah.
figure she drove 3 hours to get there one way.
Uh-huh.
Then 3 hours back. Her lodging.
Hotel room.
That was an expensive day. Yeah. That very expensive. Well, weekend, I should say.
Probably 4. Everyone wouldn't take the bet.
They were the smart ones, the ones that didn't take it.
Yeah. Everybody knows it's not that. Well, some people are still learning a lesson of who not to bet against.
Oh, I've seen enough of that, so I'll never bet against her.
No, who not to take a bet with. And she's won. I respect her. She's a great fishing person. She was a guest here. I helped her over her shyness. And now look at her. She's out there running treetop tall. Plowing, taking them all on. Van 3 was going to have to do the YMCA, but his trailer tore up and he didn't get to fish. He got lucky. So, what all different types of bait do you like using?
Bullheads is my favorite. If I could get them, I'll take them over everything. I'll use suckers, creek chubs, bluegills, warmouths, green sunfish, all the sunfish family, actually. The pumpkin seed, you name it. As long as it's big enough, I'll use it. My rule of thumb, if it's no bigger than my hand, it goes back.
Yeah,
I only take fish that big.
That big for me to keep.
That's what it's got to be for me. And I got a 110-gallon live well at home that I keep them in a bait tank.
Yeah, I got a 200-gallon live well right here on the other side of the desk that has nothing but bluegills in it.
Yeah, so this way here, I could go out during the week, catch my bait, at my leisure and put it in there. And then this way here, I had bait come tournament time.
Yeah, then I have a live well in my truck that's hooked up to a car battery with a 2,000-watt inverter with some air stones and air filtration pumps. I transport them in.
I wouldn't leave them in a truck though, not with the heat.
No, this is in the cooler.
Oh, okay.
So it has a temperature controlled setting inside. That cooler, that live well in the truck has been improved too many times. So you prefer night or daytime fishing?
Nighttime, 100%.
Hey,
I
Sandy
don't.
Jones.
I
Huh?
don't like being on the water with the water skiers, the jet skiers, the wakeboarders, the tubers. I want to be out there when it's just me in the river.
Yeah, I went out last night. Was setting up around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Right when it was getting dark, I casted, and these two kayakers, I barely seen them after I casted, and they didn't have no lights on their kayaks. I missed this girl by about an eighth of an inch over the top of her
Oh,
head with a pyramid sinker.
yeah. See, they're supposed to be having navigation lights on them boats at certain time, but they
Yeah,
don't.
they're supposed to have lights on those boats so where you can be seen.
Right.
And the guy yelled at me and says, "Hey, it ain't my fault you don't have no lights on those boats. You're out there in the kayaks and you don't have no lights on them things, and you got bank fishermen over here casting, and you get hit. It's on you."
Yeah.
But she heard it whiz right over her head, and I tell you what, she screamed.
I bet she did. What ounce pyramid were you throwing?
8 ounce.
Wow, that would have hurt.
Oh, it would have hurt really bad.
It would have left a mark too.
It would have knocked her out. It would have knocked her out cleanly. But I don't understand why boats on the rivers, they have these lights, but then don't use them at dark. And why don't kayaks have lights on them like they're supposed to have on them? That's just not right.
In Pennsylvania, as long as you're anchored up, you can just leave your stern light on.
Right.
So you could shut your front lights off. But usually what I do is when another boat's coming down the river, I'll put them lights on the front so he knows which side I'm on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than just seeing a little white light, he'll know exactly what he's facing. This way here, you don't come across my anchor line or anything like that.
Right.
So that's basically why I do that.
So walk us through your rod and reels and rigs that you're using tonight.
Okay, I have like I said, I used to use the Catfish Fever rods by Ugly Stick, and I had 6 of those, and they were 7 foot long, one piece sticks, and I wanted something a little bit longer. So these Hellcats are 7.6. I got the medium heavies. I got it rated for it's 10 to 50 pound line, and I have 50-pound line on them, so I'm pushing them to the limit. The reels themselves are Shimano Dakotas. They're 600s. They have a real smooth drag. Never had a problem with them. I actually used to use these reels when I used to troll on Lake Ontario for salmon because they have line counters on them. I don't do that kind of fishing anymore, so I just threw them on these rods here, and they work great.
I bet you they do.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, Carmel Muncie. Now you said you're using like 80-pound braid or mono. I mean,
Yeah, that's my shock leader. It's fluorocarbon.
so you're using 50-pound mainline. So you running Carolina rigs or Santee Cooper rigs?
Danny Cooper, all of them.
So they all have the rattles on them.
Yes, they do. And because I use live bait, it's like ringing a dinner bell.
Uh-huh.
Because you're hooking the fish in the back behind the dorsal fin.
Right.
So in a current, you know as well as I do, in a current, they have to move
Oh yeah.
in order to get face first into the current.
Yep.
Well, they're constantly moving like this, and that's just ringing that little dinner bell for them.
You know,
So,
me and Epic, we've been talking about bluegills and night fishing, and we both know why bluegills always hug the bank up close to the shore overnight.
now you know why.
And
I'm
it's
fishing in 3 feet of
because
water.
it's because of what's down below there in the deep waters that's coming out to feed.
Yep.
And they're smart enough to get out of the way and try to find somewhere to hide.
Well, if they're not, they're gone.
Oh yeah, look at the shad. They 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 get a ball and a big ball and they just stay there. But H Scalzi, yeah, the apex predator comes out, which is basically a big blues and your flatheads. But I also found out flatheads, if they can get away with it, they'll sit on ledges and on the edges of drop offs and have their chin, the bottom jaw right here in the bottom. So right when the bait comes by, they just open up and suck it in.
Right.
And they don't use maybe a 16th of the energy to eat. But when they get hungry, look out.
But I did notice something new now on the market. Jody showed it the other night. The demon dragons come out with a bigger size.
Yeah, I seen
I
that.
think it's called the brood or something.
Yeah.
They're huge. And I think for the big baits that I throw, that would be a better one to use. Because it would help keep them off the bottom a little more.
I make my own catfish rattles.
Okay.
So I can add two more another float to it to make it more buoyant for the size of baits I throw.
Okay.
But plus, I also put inline rattles in front, in between, and in front, and behind it with glow in the dark beads. So the rattles attract them, and the glow in the dark beads attract them, and then they find the bait.
Yeah, sometimes.
I do everything I can that I know that would attract a cat to the bait. I had one cat one time hit the rattle so hard that the circle hook, the offset circle hook, hooked him from the outside in
Wow. That was weird.
on the jaw.
Huh.
I mean, he attacked that rattle so hard that he was flailing that hook around, and the offset circle hook landed on his side and just went through the skin into the jaw
Right.
on the outside.
Yeah, never had that happen.
That's the only time I've had that happen, and I tell you what, I should have taken a picture of that one because that was just dumbfounded. It missed his eye by a half inch. He was only like a 30, 35 pound blue, but hey, Amy Payne, how you doing? So if you guys have any questions for Ed, feel free to put them in chat and we'll get them asked. Amy Payne says that's a beautiful setup you have there.
Thank you.
So what type of lights are you going to be using tonight?
What kind of lighting?
Yes.
I have black lights actually to show the glow on the rods off.
Oh, cool.
But I also have a light over here. When it gets darker, I'll just hit this so you'll be able to see me a little bit better.
No,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You already got the light on. It's showing you real good.
Oh, you want it on now?
No, I said you look good with it, but we still can see you.
Yeah, I figure I'd wait because it's going to attract bugs anyway. But
That
I got my thermocells running.
oh, then you're set.
Oh yeah.
Anything that likes to draw and suck blood,
Yeah, they do.
anything that will suck blood will not come around the thermal cell.
That's good.
Now, do you have the ones that recharge, or do you have the ones that run off of propane?
No, these run off that little propane cylinder. They're the little ones, and I have
Uh,
two of these.
you got to try the rechargeable ones that they have at Walmart now,
Okay.
and they come in the light. Yeah, I got them too. Plus, I also got the ones that recharge for about up to 5 to 8 hours, and they come in with these U-shaped cartridges. That's in the ones that when they come in the box, they got the U-shaped cartridges that last for 2 hours. Then the replacement cartridges, you can get them up to 30-hour replacements,
Okay.
and you just take them in there, put them in there, and just pop them on, hit the button, set and forget.
Yeah. Not only do I use thermocells, I use the fan also. When the bugs are real bad,
Yeah, I
I'll
use
set the fan up over here, and like it'd be blowing on your face, just to
yeah,
keep the bugs out of your face.
it keeps the gnats and the mayflies out of your face.
Yeah.
That's something I gotta get in, find is some battery operated rechargeable fans, so I can start using them that one. Amy, no longer rookie, huh? Amy Payne is 3+1 Larry Payne's wife. So you fish year around or just
Year round.
so you do ice fishing as well?
Oh yeah, I love ice fishing. I
You
had to take a
Mark.
look and see if this guy's going to run my lines over.
Yeah, I was watching that too. You got out there far enough,
Yeah.
but not far enough. At the distance that he set, he went out there. I could hit him with my 12-foot rods.
Yep.
I mean, that's not even what 100 yards from the bank is where he went across. So, have you ever used any kind of catfish floats to float your baits up around brush or anything?
No, I never use floats. Actually, never. Not even with live bait under it. Before the Sandy Cooper rig, I used to just use the 3-way rig. But I
Yeah,
noticed like I used to get hung up a lot.
I've been buying a lot of Patriot floats with the intention of using them,
Okay.
but I always find people that always needs tackle on YouTube.
And you being a nice guy, give them your tackle.
I I help them out with tackle, and I help them out with Patriot floats, weights, sinkers, hooks, and all that. Line and some uh, bait hooks and split shots, bobbers, and all that to help them all that way. And I can't keep a Patriot float in my grasp for longer than maybe 3 or 4 days, and I want to use them. I got some good spots to use a Patriot float, but someone will message me say they got robbed of their tackle. I'm like, okay, just send me information. I'll see what I can do. DPE Depew Rob, I think that's how it is. Hello and welcome. Do you know him?
Who's that?
Depew Rob, DEPEWROB.
No.
Welcome in here. But No, you don't use a compact light that everybody else uses.
Like the glow rings.
No, that big compact light that sticks up 12 feet in the air.
Oh
No
no, I don't
bubble.
use that. No, no.
I got these little rechargeable lights I got from Walmart and from Harbor Freight. They're good for about 5 6 hours. I'm looking for something that's good for 8 to 12 hours
Right.
with over 11 1,000 and 1,200 volts. Now, everybody that's come in, I have Ed Evans' link posted at the top of chat. So please let's go over there and help him grow and show him some love.
Greatly appreciated.
Now, will you be doing some videos here? Be posting
Um,
videos, or will you be going live?
yeah, I just want to go live. That's all.
Live is good because you
I
can.
I want I want the people that's sitting at home to actually feel like they're fishing. You know what I mean?
Right,
They're doing what I'm doing. If I
right.
don't catch fish, they don't catch fish. If we catch fish, they catch fish. That's how I like it.
hmm
But for me to try to sit there and make a video and edit it, I'm too old for that. I can't do that.
I don't edit any of my videos. I don't edit none of my videos. I learned that a long time ago. I've butchered too many videos a long time ago. So if I do a video like the the slow cooked brisket, that's an unedited video. The catfish video last night was unedited.
Okay.
All my videos that are on my channel are unedited. They're just natural the way they are. So you'll see me catch a fish, or you don't see me catch a fish.
That's
But
fair
now,
enough.
but now I do it the way of my rod bends over. Start a video and do it that way
Uh-huh.
instead of wasting memory on my phone and my tablets and stuff like that. But after I get them uploaded, I'll delete the videos from my phone and my tablets to free up space. Hey, Crazy Hillbilly, how you doing? Jody, do you have any questions for Mr. Ed? I should have said that. That sounded like that reminded me of a TV show back in the 70s or 60s.
Yeah, it was.
You know the show I'm talking about, right?
Yep. The talking horse.
Yeah. I tried to be polite and say Mr. Ed, but when I came out, I'm like, he don't know. I was like, no, that just went wrong. Oh, that's looking really good now.
Yeah, you'll see him better when it gets darker.
Well, it lit up the line on your reels
Yep.
on the spool. That really made them. Oh, that yellow line?
It's the slime line actually.
Yeah, that's a yellow slime line.
Yeah.
Now, is that a real thick line or is that a thin line?
It's pretty thick. It's 50 pounds.
I know Whisker King has 30-pound mono that's thin, but it's really strong. Jody has a question for you.
Okay.
Ed, how do you like fishing Thursday nights on her channel?
I love it. I learned a lot.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
No,
I love fishing.
not just Jody herself, but everybody else that's in there.
Oh yeah.
To hear some of the stories that they have and to see what Danny Stone goes through every week, I couldn't do that. I'm sorry. He eats more bugs than anybody I know.
I don't know what it is about Danny Stone. He is a mayfly magnet.
Yeah,
Mayfly, gnats, whatever. They just hoard around him.
right.
Hey, Dragonfire, hello. But I like fishing with Jody. I like fishing on some of these other channels. But I need more content for my channel that are fishing wise. So I like doing both their channels and all that. But if I can do a live on my channel where I know I can catch fish on there, it seems like I was on river rats for a few weeks and can't get a bite one. Yeah, Danny Stone is one in a million. That's right, Jody. But I think I have to. It's like when I first started out, I couldn't catch a fish on my live on my videos at all. You just had to break that. I want to say virginity or whatever you
Okay.
want to call it. But once you get that done, you're good to go.
See, that's another reason why I pick live over like a recording. Say if you go out one day and you don't catch anything, okay, you just erase all that. It never happened. But I
Yeah.
want everybody to see what I go through day in and day out in a live stream. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
If I'm catching fish, because I've been showing tons of pictures, but everybody wants to see it happen. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to make it live.
I did a live one night over at Horseshoe Lake in Pontoon City, fishing for channel cats, and that live went crazy. Because I mean, every time I turned around, the Uncle Lou's rod was bending over. That Uncle Lou rod that night, I think it caught every bit of 45 channel cats that night. Hello, Johnny Small Pepper.
Yeah, Jody had fun with them Muddy River catfish rods last night. They
I'm
just kept
sure she
going
did.
over one after another.
That's the only rod that's one rod I would like to get, but I know I can't afford right now. Because I got more money going out than I got coming in. But then
I think
again,
everybody's in the same boat.
I'm working on another box that I'm fixing to send out to someone else. So it's going to be to help them and their channel.
Right.
And it's another tackle box that's going to be going out. Be another 10-pound box. Seems like all these boxes I send out are not lightweight. I think the biggest box I sent out was 18-pound box.
Wow. Stuff with tackle, huh?
Yep.
Nice.
We have Mr. Duggar, the alien, in here. Sandy Toes, Carmel Muncie. Ed, do you need specialized gear to have it highlight with a black light?
Special gear as far as what?
Uh, I guess, do you have to have your rods painted a certain color or something for your
These
highlight?
are the Hellcat rods. They're already painted like that. They're iridescent, the yellow, they have orange, and then now they have a pink. But
Right.
I like the green myself. So
Yeah, because they really show up on the.
but yeah, no, you don't need anything extra other than a black light to have them things shine.
Oh, I'm sure. But I know that the yellow slime line,
Right.
it shows up really good on that blue,
That's what's
on
on
that
there.
black light.
Yep.
I can't wait to see one of those rods squeal. Trying to scroll through chat, see what they got for questions. Come on. Yeah, she says, awesome. They show up so much better than with just a normal torch. I agree with that. They do, Sandy. Those rods show up a heck of a lot better than just with any regular light.
I think the lights have a lot to do with it also. You know, you just can't have like one bar light or something like that out there. I actually have 5 strip lights on the boat. And here, there are 2 bar lights, but there's 3 sets across. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. There's 36 lights on each one, and I got 2 bars. So,
All right, is there any way that you can show the rod holders? Because Skull Russ is asking you to show the rod holder setup you have.
sure. These are monster rod holders. This is just a piece of aluminum that I mounted the rod holders to. Then I got a V piece and a foot piece where you can stomp it into the ground. And it holds 3 rods because in Pennsylvania, that's all you're allowed is 3 rods per person. So I don't need any more than that. As far as my black light goes, I could show you that real quick. There's the black light.
Oh, cool.
Very simple. And you could carry it, and it's got these little hooks on the back. It hooks right to my wagon. I mean, you can't ask for more than that, you know?
Where did you find those black lights at?
Amazon.
Really?
Anyone that knows me knows that I shop Amazon all the time.
Oh, so do I, but I didn't think you'd find black lights on Amazon.
Yeah, the Amazon people, they know my name by heart.
Well, hey,
They're always in my place.
They know my card really well. For me buying things from me and me shipping things out to other people. I tell you what.
Yeah, I got this light that I'm using from Amazon. The holder that I'm using for my camera is from Amazon, but the base I built for myself, so it fits into a tube for your rods. So I can use it here and I can use it on my boat. It's good for both.
Now, are those black lights rechargeable or do they run off of power?
No, they run off of power. I have a converter in here. So it runs from DC to AC, and these plug into that.
Sandy Jones said, hook one of those setups on my trike bike. One of those black lights on the trike bike.
Yeah.
That'd work.
Yeah, it would.
It'd look cool, though. Especially if you hung it up underneath a basket, underneath the frame, going forward.
Right.
Boy, that'd really light up everything.
I can actually take that down and lay it on the ground under the rods, and it'd probably shine them even stronger than what they are now. Let me try that for you.
Shy Kill Punch Angler says, if Amazon doesn't have it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
I'd agree with that one. For those of you that are new in here, if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and the thumbs up. Now, next Sunday night, we will have Eileen, welcome to my kitchen, and Piggy Piddles as a guest as well. And we will be talking cooking next week. That's going to be a fun one. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing? Wow. Uh, depth, I prefer my phone. I prefer using my Android because my Android has better, clearer, sharper, crisper pictures. And me using StreamYard, I I do a 1080p uh, video live streams, and
How's that any better?
wow, that's great. Oh wow,
I could probably dim this light here a little bit.
no, you're good. You're good. That really lit them up. That lit them up really good. You're like me. You go on Amazon to find whatever you can find.
I just look to look. Whenever I see something I like, I just buy it.
Yeah, that's the bad part. Before you know it, your grocery cart has 1,000 items in it.
Right.
I'm like, I know I don't need this, but hell with it. It's going in the cart. Sandy Toad says those rods look awesome. So how much time do you spend fishing for bait fish before you go catfishing?
Um, I'm always fishing for bait fish, even if I'm not catfishing, because I want to keep my bait tank plentiful. So if there's ever a time that comes up, somebody says, "Oh, I'd like to go fishing. Let's go." You know,
Yeah,
just hook the boat up and put the bait in the tank. Let's go. We're going.
because in my live well in here, I like to keep at least 35, 40 bluegills.
Uh huh.
So if I want to go fishing, I can just take a couple nets out, put them in my live well in my truck and go. And in each net, I can have anywhere from 10 to 15 bluegills in there. So a couple nets of them, and that's good because if they'll still be alive in the morning when I get home, and I just take them out of the live well of the truck and put them back in the aquarium in the house.
Well, whenever I go out, I always have at least 24 baits with me.
Yeah,
And even when I'm fishing pontoon Jody's challenge, I still take that many because I'm there until 8 o'clock in the morning.
yep,
And the reason why I do that is because I miss all the traffic. Most of the people are at work, and my street that I go down, I have to actually back down my driveway to get my boat in the garage.
mm-hmm.
So I don't want to sit there and wait for traffic forever. So I fish till 8 o'clock. By the time I get home, it's almost 9 o'clock. Most of the people are at work. You might have one or two cars coming down the street. No big deal. I just wait till they go by and then I back up right down the drive into the garage.
Yep, exactly.
So anytime I fish with Jody, it's an all nighter. It's till eight
Uh,
o'clock in the morning.
Anytime I go out night fishing, I don't go out for any 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. It's all night. I keep enough shad. I may have 30 bluegills. I may have 25 shad. I might have some Asian carp vacuum sealed, and some skipjack, and some regular common carp. I'll have a wide variety of bait. Most of it will be alive, but some of it will be on ice just to keep it fresh. Hello, Mike Irving. Welcome. So, have you ever used cut bait before?
Yes, I've used cut bait a lot of times. There's
Oh,
there's a time and a place for it. If you're fishing during the day, it's going to be cut bait because it's mostly channels you're going to get. You're not going to get flatheads unless you're fishing in structure. And in order to do that, you're losing a lot of rigs.
oh yeah. Structure, brushes,
Exactly.
sunken
And
barges with holes in them,
you got to get them out of there. You know what I mean? So
rocks.
that's why I'm much since I've been fishing nights, and that's probably about 3 years now. I've been doing strictly nights. Um, I might have lost maybe a handful of rigs, to be honest. Maybe that would be the most. I lost maybe 5 rigs in a whole year fishing where I'm fishing.
You
I'm
might,
fishing near structure, but I'm fishing the first flat that's near that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because them fish are coming out of that hole and they're coming up on them flats to feed on fish. It's easier to catch a fish in this much water than it is to catch a fish in that much water if you're a predator fish. You know what I
right.
mean? Because they have a lot more room to run around. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you get one of them big flatheads opening his mouth and just going across the water chain.
Oh yeah.
He could take up. You'll see a big wake come by, and you'll
Uh-huh.
know what it is.
I've seen a few dorsal fins come across the water.
Yep, it's not uncommon.
Jody says, let me back up to it. I, I gotta find it again. Chat jumped. Why is it number 24 and not 20?
2 dozen.
Okay. Deputy Diffuse says, I lose 5 rigs a night on average. Well, that's fishing.
Yeah, it is fishing, but it's also that's a lot of money. You're losing 5 rigs a night. You know what I mean? Especially if you fish as much as I do.
Yeah, as much as I like fishing, you losing 5 rigs a night. That's a lot of weight.
Yes, it is.
Hello,
And
Anna Ronan.
you figure demon dragons, hooks,
Oh,
swivels, not even swivels, they're just barrel swivels.
demon
Um,
dragons alone, they're not cheap.
those 3 things right there, plus your sinker slide, plus your sinker,
Uh
plus your
huh.
rubber beads. I mean, that's a costly rig.
That's about $25 right there.
Yeah, and to lose 5 of them a night, oh man, it's $1 and a quarter.
Uh huh.
No, no thanks. That's not for me. I used to do that. No more. I
No.
found a way to get around it and catch the big fish too, but you have to put the hours in.
Yeah. If I'm fishing structures or sunken rocks, if I could ever keep Patriot hooks in my hands long enough, I would do the rocks and sunken trees. But they come in and they go out. They come in and they go out. Emer's casing. No, but that 20-pound blue last night, when I landed him, I went to put my hand in his mouth and him having my hook in one corner, 2 hooks in the front, and 2 hooks in the other corner. I'm like, nah, I'm not sticking my hand in his mouth.
No, you got to be careful.
So I just looked him up real carefully through the gill without messing up his gills inside. Got him up on a bank and went to town doing surgery, getting hooks out of his mouth.
Whenever you see me catch a fish, I always use a net.
Oh, he broke my net, so I couldn't really put him in the net. He broke that little plastic Y, the 3-way Y on it. So
Yeah, it's not fun getting a hook in your hand. You know what I mean?
no, it isn't. Jody wants to know, have you tried the new bigger size demon dragon?
No, Jody, I'd like to get some off of you. I know Pontoon 20. I will be doing it, believe me. That's coming up shortly.
My bad thing is, if I start buying them and I don't get to use them because I'm shipping them out, I'm like, no. Going to save my money on that one. But the two Wildcat rigs I won off the River Rat show off Creo when he did that drawing, they're not going anywhere. I'm going to try them on the river.
Yeah, you got a double rig and a single, right?
Right.
Yeah, they were nice.
Those would work really good around rock structures. Because you tie your sinker on the bottom with a leader.
Right.
Double hooks and your single hooks stay up off.
And you can do it with a lighter line. This way here, if it snaps off, you only use a weight. Have the rest of your rig.
Exactly. That's why I did it that way. So if I lose anything, it's going to be the pyramid sinker. Because that line is almost like 80-pound line.
Right.
So it's tough. Jody wants to know, have you ever been spined?
Have I ever been fined?
Spined.
Spined.
S-P-I-N.
Yes. Only by the bullheads, not by the bigger fish.
Those hurt.
The bullheads, they hurt.
Yeah, those things hurt like the dickens.
Yes, they do.
No matter how much belly slime you rub on that thing, it don't take it away.
And the sting stays with you overnight.
Mm-hmm. It stings and it burns.
Yes, it does. That's why when I'm fishing for those, I use those non-cut gloves that you get in machine shops.
Yeah.
And I wear those. This way here, when you grab them, they can't puncture through or anything. They're really nice.
Yeah, but I found out the smaller the cat, the worse the bite.
Yep.
You stick your thumb in that mouth, and they chomp down on it. I don't know why it is that they think everything that goes in their mouth is food, but that hurts. A 1-pound bullhead chomping down on the thumb hurts.
Yeah.
She says, I got spined on the second fish I caught this morning on Brian BS's show, a boat show, boat tournament or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think it was Midnight Madness or something.
Yeah.
Was that the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched that. And Jody held her own, I'm telling you. And she's going up against big waters like the James River.
Oh, yeah.
The Mississippi River, the Tennessee River. Yeah, she's going up against big waters. But she did good where she went. She did real good.
Well, she has enough experience on the water and with a pontoon boat that she's good. All right, Sandy Toes, you be safe.
Yeah, Jody was fishing the Chattanooga, I believe, the Chattanooga River.
Yeah.
Yeah, she caught some nice fish. Real nice.
I can't believe she beat all them people.
All of them.
Without electronics.
Without electronics, exactly.
I'm like, how in the world? She must have fished that river before.
Well, I asked her if she was fishing the same place that she got the two big ones on Saturday morning. I suggested when she told me that she didn't have her electronics, I said, you would be better off if you just went back to the same place where you caught the big fish, because you know where you were. And I don't know if that's where she went or not, but Wherever she went, that was a good spot.
Hey, she knows where her honey holes are.
Well, that's not even her home water.
Ponch and Jody says, how many flatheads do you average catching a night?
On May,
Yeah, you.
that fluctuates. It's not the same all the night every night. I could catch one, I could catch none, as she saw, or I could catch as many as 7 or 8.
7 or 8 in a night?
Yeah, the flatheads are not as plentiful as the channel cats or the blue cats.
So you think that the flatheads would have to contend with the channel cats for bait?
Possibly. If they're small enough, they'll eat them. They're not going to eat a 17-pounder or something like that, but they'll take a 2-pound fish and swallow it out with no problem.
I don't know. If you get a 40 or 50-pound flathead, he'll eat a 17-pound channel cat.
He'd probably try. He'd probably run with it for a while, but I don't think he'll swallow a 17 or 18-pound fish.
I've seen flatheads try to swallow a 56-pound blue.
Yeah, that's too much exertion on their part. They want a quick meal, something that's easy.
Right.
Something they can, like poppers. Just pop it and done.
I've seen flatheads try to swallow a big cat because they think that they were that hungry. Jody wants to know, what's your opinion on the word shovelhead? It's flat, right? Flathead, right?
Yes. People call them shovel nose, shovel heads. They're a flathead. That's what they are.
Yeah, because shovels and shovel heads are in your garage for digging holes.
Or pushing snow.
Yeah. Hey, Tasha. Out of all the different baits you like to use, which one is your go-to bait when fishing gets tough?
Bullheads by far. My all-time favorite bait. And when I fish tournaments, that's what I want. I want that in my live well. I've tried eels. I have no luck on eels here. Now, when I fish the Potomac, that's like candy to them fish. They love the eels, but for some reason, our waters you'll catch channel cats on them, but you won't catch the flatheads on them.
Okay.
And you know me, I'm just like you. We go for go big or go home.
Yeah, we go for broke.
These baits that we're using, they're bigger than my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for a fish to take it, it's not going to be a little channel or a little blue. It's going to be something worthwhile. You know what I mean?
You're looking at something 25 pounds or bigger.
Exactly.
Because I like bluegills at least like that. Whoops. Like that long, if not a little bit bigger.
Right.
And hook them right underneath the dorsal fin and just cast them out down the catfish rod and let them go to town.
Well, during Jody's catfish challenge or flathead challenge, I showed a sucker that I was using, and that was like 13 inches long. So I like big baits. That's all. To me, the bigger, the better.
I've been trying to get Catfish Curtis up on here as a guest for a while, but they can't get him to talk. So he says, Ed, you and him need to get out and go fishing soon.
I offered to take him out on the boat. I'd show him where the big ones are up my way, but he didn't want to come up.
Jody says, Curtis, he's been trying to get you to go for months. But I cannot find bullheads up here. because a lot of the rivers and lakes I fish, they have flatheads, and I know the battle between the flatheads and bullheads because flatheads will kill them or they just eat them.
I found around here, bullheads, I get them better at nighttime than I do during the day. But there are some impoundments where they have just bullheads running amok. You know what I mean? They're all over the place. So you can get them during the day, but you also have to fight with the turtles in those little impoundments. Now, the streams that I'm talking about, like the Skipback Creek and stuff like that, and Unanimous Creek, they all have them, but you have to fish for them at night because that's when they come out. They don't come out during the day.
No. During the day, you have to methodically place your baits for flatheads.
Right.
You have to know look for the trees, look for the rocks that have holes in them. Look for anything that could be underwater that could have a ledge or something that you could put your baits in front of that might hold a big flathead to get him to come out and bite.
Right. But then again, you want to look at your wallet and see how much you can afford because you're going to lose a lot of tackle.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I love the nighttime. Get up on a flat, sit there all night long because them fish are going to come by you.
Mm-hmm.
I have buddies that want to go out. I take them out, and after an hour, they're not catching nothing. They want to move. I said, look, you're not a flathead catfisherman, and I could tell that because you want to move. Those fish are going to come to us. And every time I was correct. They ended up catching their personal best that night. The one gentleman got a 52-pounder, and he was cussing at me to move. He said, I'll never fish with you again. Well, after he caught that fish, he always wants to come back. And I said, look, you didn't want to fish with me no more.
Yeah. I will say this about both flatheads and blues. They do not set in one spot.
No, they don't. They're predators, they're roamers, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to move to find food.
Right. They will move to find food.
Right.
And if you're throwing something out there that's going to produce a rattle, it's going to attract them.
Yep.
If you have something that's going to give scent, like your skipjack, your shad, your bluegill, anything that's bloody and oily, it's going to attract them. And they got taste buds all over the body, so they know which way to go. They got taste buds from the tip of their whiskers to the tip of their tail.
When we were allowed to catch herring, this is years and years ago now, I'm talking. We used to catch so many herring, we wrap them up and freeze some, and then we would make chum logs out of other ones, so we had a chum slick. Well, now you're not allowed to catch them anymore, so that did away with that whole process. But the chum logs actually worked because you put a slick into the water, and then fish just follow it right up. But we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, a saddle is like a contour. You got
right.
the fronts going down this way, then it goes down that way, and it's a perfect spot for flatheads and blues to set in. It's a good transition. You just got to know the best time of day to fish it.
Uh-huh.
Heat of the day, no. I would say no in the heat of the day.
Well, like I said, the heat of the day around here, there's too much activity on the water. You got the power boaters with the water skis,
exactly.
Jet skiers out there. It's a mess. And I don't care what kind of current we have. Those wakes will continue to throw you all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And I throw a 16-pound anchor out the front, and I run I believe it's a 32-inch drift sock out the back, and that keeps my boat perfectly straight. But if there's no wakes, if the wakes come across, it pushes the boat, and then your drift sock comes off to the side. It's ridiculous. You're fighting with the current the whole day when you have all that.
Yeah, you said it nicely. I would have said you're fighting with idiots that don't care.
You can't really say that. They're entitled to play in the same waters that we are.
I
They pay
know.
for their jet skis or whatever, the same as we do for our boats. So I don't down anybody for,
I don't.
racing around with the jet skis and the skiers and stuff. That's recreation.
I don't down them
Fishing
to the
is
point they
recreation.
just come and target the
True.
people that's bank fishing.
I understand, but like a lot of guys that I fish along with on the river, they don't like the guys for that simple fact that they like to race around and just stir up water. But I said, look, they have the right here just like we do. The only thing is with jet skis, they have no navigation lights on them, so they can't run at night.
No navigation and
Exactly.
kayak.
So kayaks have navigation lights on them, but kayaks are not a problem. I have no problem with kayaks at all. They're probably the most stealth boat out there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they're most stealthy.
They sneak right up on you, and you don't even know they're there.
Yeah, that girl found that out last night. With that sinker just going right above her head by a fraction of an inch.
Right.
And if they would have had their navigation lights on, I'd have waited until they went by and casted. I didn't see him until after I casted. I'm like, too late.
Right.
I'm just standing on the bank looking like, am I going to hit him or her? I didn't know which one I was going to hit. I'm going back and looking in chat.
Okay. Did Jody finally make it home?
Jody?
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah, she was 3 hours from where she was fishing.
Yeah. Knowing Jody, she's still on her pontoon boat fishing. Are you on your way?
I got to grab another battery real quick.
Say what?
I have to grab a battery real quick.
No problem. Oh, your black lights are going out.
Yeah.
Jody, are you home or are you on your way home? Oh, I hope it's okay, Jody. I hope you can get it fixed so you can go back fishing again. Yeah, Jody said she's home. The tune got a leak, so she had to go home.
It got a leak.
Yeah, one of the pontoons.
Did she hit something?
I have no clue. I'm thinking that's what she did.
Man, that's a shame.
But you can normally do an aluminum weld braze over it and patch it. It'd be all right.
Well, it depends on how big the tear is, too.
And she said, yeah, we'll get it welded this week. Aluminum welds on aluminum are really strong.
Yeah, is she going to be ready for Thursday?
Yeah, she'll be ready. All right, Aaron, you be safe. Oh, bracket broke off in the weld that held a transducer.
Oh, okay.
That sucks.
Yeah. That's what boat stands for. Break out another 1,000, right?
Yeah, that's why I get saved with us, and every time I go fishing. Actually, every time I go to a bait shop, I don't spend 1,000 on a boat. I spend 1,000 or more in a bait shop just for bank fishing.
Yeah, most of that stuff you're giving away.
Yeah, most of it I'm giving away. I'm like, no, the triple threat hooks, I don't give them away. I love them too much.
Yeah, that's the best hook I found.
But some people that's getting out there asking for me to send them the best hooks I know that work. I go in and buy 3 or 4 packages triple threat offset hooks, both 8, 9, and 10s and 12s. I fight myself tooth and nail every time I do that. Thinking I'm all right. I'm going to send a couple of these packages out. Nope, right in the back of my catfish tackle box backpack. They don't go out. They get regular offset hooks, but they don't get the good ones. I just don't know why I can't.
Yeah, back in the day when I used to fish the Potomac, the Charlie Browns were the big hook back then. Remember them?
Oh yeah,
Charlie Browns, yeah. Yep.
those are. Whatever happened to them hooks?
I still have a bunch of them. I have those in the big kale hooks. Remember those?
I got the kale hooks.
Yeah.
I
Big
just can't
12
find
lot.
the Charlie Brown hooks.
Yeah.
Where do you find the Charlie Brown hooks at?
I got them online. Bottom Dwellers Tackle.
Okay. I have to go over there and see if I can find them.
Yeah, got a bunch of them. Yep.
Because those used to be really good for catfishing.
Oh yeah. Yep. They weren't a circle hook by any means. You know what I mean?
No,
But
they're a big J hook, but they were really good.
they were really good. Yeah.
I think that's where the circle hook extended from.
What was nice about those is you could put really big baits on them because the J down the bottom was really deep.
Yeah, deep and wide.
Really deep and wide. Yes, and that's what they were good for. Really big baits.
When I first started flathead fishing, that's what I'd use. Those big Charlie Brown hooks. And I liked it. Because they produce big cats.
Yeah, Bottom Dwellers Tackle. That's where I got them.
I mean, you have to really set that hook when that fish took it. Because if you didn't, they'd swallow that hook.
Yep. Yeah, and you didn't lose too many fish either.
No.
Because they had a big, wide gap on them.
You didn't lose too many fish at all. Those
Well, the problem that I had with them, though, the smaller blues, I was taking their eyes out with the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was going through the jaw and out their eyeball. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of got deterred from that and just started going with circle hooks. Because then I'm not hurting the fish anymore. I'm still piercing their lips, but I'm not knocking their eyes out. You know what I mean?
That's the only thing I hated about them smaller fish with those Charlie Brown hooks. Jody wants you to know, does Ed use avionics to find new spots?
Yes. When I'm out on the river, I'm always out there maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max before the time is that I start to fish. And the stretch of river that I'm looking at now, every year it changes. Every time you get a flood, there's different debris in that area or it's washed out completely. So yeah, I'm always looking for new spots. And I consistently mark them on my avionics also.
I don't use avionics or those apps. because I like doing things the old school way, the way I saw it from people back in the day. They learn how to read the river, watch the currents, watch the flows, watch the bank,
I
and
I thought I could do that until I bought the uh, Hummingbird Helix 9 with the side imaging. It's mega side and mega down. It's totally different world. I'm finding stuff now that I didn't find with a regular depth finder because I can now look up under the bank and see the cutout.
mm-hmm.
I can actually see that. I can't see that with just a regular depth finder. And you don't know that cut's there unless you go over there and look. You know what I mean?
On the Mississippi, I watched the current, and as it comes up on the bank, comes running around the bank, I can see where it boils on the bank. You understand what I'm saying? It
Right.
comes down and comes around. When I see that, I know there's a dugout there.
Right.
Because if you're looking on the riverbanks and you see that where it's boiling along the bank, you got a good hold at it. Well, hold of some good flatheads or blues in there, and it could be anywhere from 3 feet wide, 3 feet long to 20 feet long. And you just put your baits right in front of there and just keep them there.
The only thing different with your water and our current is nothing like yours. You have a swift current. We have a mild current.
Yeah,
So unless we get a heavy rain downpour where it floods, then we get that runoff and we can start seeing those. But as of right now, we can't see them. The water is real low. We're supposed to get rain this week, and I hope we get it good because we need it.
well, we're supposed to get rain this week too, but it's saying anywhere from 30 to 50% chance. With 30 to 50% chance here is like we're not going to get rain.
Slim to none, right? Yeah.
Slim to none, but it's 50 to 70% chance we're getting rain. So that is what it is. But I just learned how to read between the lines with a weatherman for my area and how I fish things.
I'd like to say thank you to all the people that are subscribing to my channel. I can see them coming up on the screen, and I just figured I'd give a shout out and let them all know that I'm appreciative of it.
Oh wow, you're at 45 now.
Yeah, and that was just tonight.
If I can get five, let's get 5 more people to subscribe and the hook set Ed Evans, please. Everyone says now I use Whisker Seeker hooks. Whisker Seeker J hook size 10s. I'm trying to understand the last part.
Are they talking to thin wire or to thick wire?
I think he's talking thin.
Yeah, no, I won't touch thin wired hooks no more. I had too many of them break off.
I've had you hook into a 50, 60, or 80 pound cat on a thin circle hook, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble with a 25 pounder if he goes in any brush.
Uh-huh.
You're going to straighten that hook right out and it's going to break.
Especially if you get them in heavy current.
Exactly. And that's why I use the thick wire hooks. I don't use anything thin.
I like a good solid hook. I don't want something that looks like a hairpin.
Yep.
Because I want something that has some backbone. Because if you get something that's going to bite down on that hook, and twist and turn and roll. You don't want that hook flexing.
Well, every fisherman knows how them fish do the death roll. You know what I mean? And it'd just twist that thing right up.
That's why I always on my Carolina rigs and my Sensi rigs, I always have a sinker slide with a rubber bead and that swivel. So as they're spinning, they're not doing no damage to the line, but it's spinning at their swivel. It's not twisting your line and weakening it. So, and they're not getting wrapped up in the line at the same time.
Yeah, 2 months ago we fished a tournament, and the gentleman was reaching in the live well to grab his fish to bring it out. It did the death roll on him, and it broke his wrist. That was 2 months ago. Yeah.
Because once you put them in a live well or something and they recuperate, they're meaner than what you hooked into them and you brought them in.
Yep. Yeah, if you got a lot of oxygen in there, nice clean water, oh man, they're coming back. Try getting them at that live well.
When I was in my 20s, I used to take a blow up inflatable kids pool about like 4 foot tall and 8 to 10 foot in diameter. Go set up by a lake that is fishing for cats, crappie and bluegill, and I'd put them in that kiddie pool with water and treatment. And those bluegills, they'd be bouncing off that side of that kiddie pool and running circles around that thing until they calm down. But if you ever want to see what happens when you put a big blue and a big flathead in there with about 50 to 60 bluegills, get a big blow up kiddie pool. Step on the bank shore, put your bluegills in there, and they catch you a nice little 50 or 60 pound flathead. And put him in there. And watch how those bluegills just split. That flathead be coming right up to him, and you can see them all grouped up. All of a sudden, it's like lightning. Well,
believe it or not, on the tournament days when I fish, I actually keep my bait in my live well. So when I put a big fish in there, they're in there with them. But that's just how it is. I'm not going to have several live wells on the boat. You know what I mean? It's too much weight.
Jody just put a challenge out in chat. If we can get Ed up to 75 tonight, I will donate a prize for a giveaway.
Thank you, Jody. How much is this costing me?
Wow. All right, Johnny. So everybody in chat, if you don't have Ed Evans, go over there and hook set him. Give him a thumb, subscribe, notification, and he will start doing live on YouTube through StreamYard. And I will be helping him get that done. So if he has any questions, he can contact me. So share him out. If you have community tabs, if you have Facebook, share him out there. If you have Messenger, share him out on Messenger. Let's get him up to 75.
Well, I can't do any live streaming until I have at least, 250 or something? Like
that's if you go on YouTube and go live.
Okay.
But if you go through StreamYard, you shouldn't have that problem.
Okay. Because Jody was going to help me with that. So,
hey,
I'm a rookie.
Jody's a good teacher.
Oh, yeah. The best. She's helped me out a lot, believe it or not.
Johnny's small pepper says, by the way, Ed Evans, I'm already hooked to you.
Way to go. Thank you.
He's an amazing mod. Just so you remember, when you go live, have a second device where you can be on YouTube and have the people that you know and trust in chat, like Jody, set them up as mods.
Okay.
That's one crucial thing that you need to have as mods.
Yeah, I think Jody's going to set me up with all that. So, because
Yeah.
she knows how to do it.
Oh yeah, she knows how to do it. I'm just reiterating that it's good to have mods in there that you can trust. Frank says, "I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Good luck, Ed."
Thanks, pal.
Arrowhead Lee Jones. Hello. Hey Ed. Thought I was sub, but I am now. I hope you're hooked. What is your personal best flathead anyway?
46 pounds.
And your personal best channel?
About 14 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah, but I don't fish for them.
Well, no one fishes for them. They just bite any bait you throw out there.
Well, that 14 pounder took a live sunfish on me.
Uh-huh.
And my largest blue cat's on the Potomac River. That's 52 pounds.
Wow.
I used to fish out of Fort Washington Marina.
Okay.
That's where I used to put the boat in over there.
You know, just with that challenge you put out, you went from 41 to 49 in that little bit of time.
Thank you, Jody.
Yeah, let's get him up to 75 tonight. Let's get him up to 75. It'd be a great night. Because heck, as long as you're fishing, we can stay live. So I don't care. That doesn't bother me none.
Well, I guess you heard the boats coming in, so the boats are still coming by me here.
Yeah.
So
So
that
how
got to
far
keep the
away
fish
from-
away.
Huh?
Got to
how
keep the
far-
fish away.
How far away are you from the boat ramp?
Probably about 20 yards, if that.
Yeah, I know the same feeling.
Yeah. I thought I'd see a lot more bugs tonight than I do right now.
Do you have a breeze there?
No. And my fan's not even running.
What's
Like a
the
little
temperature?
fan. And I don't know how that running.
What's the temperature there?
I don't know. It's comfortable. A lot better than this morning when it was like 104. Well, felt like 104 anyway. I think we only got up to like 97 or 98 today. But the humidity is what kills you.
Punchy and Jody says some of my biggest fish has come close to the boat ramp.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I've been catching my big fish lately is close to a boat ramp. Because there's a deep hole right off to the left of the boat ramp, and I'm right out in front of it on that left-hand side casting off into it.
And here's something that might interest a lot of people. In Pennsylvania, we can't use a cast net. We can't use a gill net. Everything that we use for bait has to be caught on rod and reel. And it has to be of legal size. Now, there's a stipulation to this. They allow the bow hunters to shoot common carp with the bow and arrow. And we've seen them laying on the side of the bank with arrow holes in them.
Right.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
They're
that's
supposed
one
to be
way.
taking everything they shoot home with them.
Right.
Whether they consume it in their garden, give it to family members or friends for, consumption, but they're
Right.
supposed to take those fish with them. These guys up around this area, they don't bother. They just shoot them and let them lay.
Right. That's what they do here. And
Now,
a wanton waste charge of $75 a fish.
With the common carp, it is illegal for me to go and take a piece of that off of that fish that's laying there and use it for bait. A mirror carp I can use for bait. So I talked to the game commission, and they're supposed to be getting back to me because they didn't even know that that was in the book. I said, you're a game commissioner. You should know what's in your book.
Right.
They didn't even know it. So they took my card. They're going to get back to me when they get an answer. And that's been almost a month and a half now. I still haven't heard from them. But legal bait here, like we can use targeted species like your smallmouth bass, your largemouth bass, your crappie, your walleye. Any game fish is legal as long as it's caught on rod and reel and of legal length. We can do whatever we want with it. Trout, it's a big one. We can use trout for bait. It's crazy. The laws here are ridiculous.
Yeah, I see that.
That's why I like going up to the Potomac every now and then, like in the Virginia area, because you can use as many rods as you want. You can use a gill net. You can use, provided you got the license, you could use a cast net. You know what I mean? We can't do that here.
That bites.
Yeah.
You can't use a cast net there to get shad.
No.
Man, that's bad.
Oh, look at that. We got a bite.
I heard it.
This end rod right here.
Uh-huh.
Well, he's not running with it, so
No.
we'll wait till he takes it down.
He
We'll
hit
wait on the
it.
takedown.
You can hear him hit it when he hit it.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was telling you about the alarm clock. I don't even have to look at the rods and I can tell I got a bite.
Uh-huh.
Yep. The only thing is, where I'm fishing right now, there's a lot of muskie in here.
Oh.
And I'm using circle hooks, so you got to kind of let them run with it. You know what I mean? And even then, sometimes it's like a gar for you. You know what I mean? You very rarely hook up on them.
Buck Williams says you can use a cast net in Lake Raytown for shad. Racing, or however you pronounce that lake.
Yeah, Racetown. Yeah. I never fished Racetown, so I don't know the first thing about it.
Oh, he said you can use a cast net there to get bait.
Okay.
Get shad. Hey, Dave Garcher, how are you doing? Everybody that coming in here tonight, Jody had put out a challenge to everybody in chat. If we can get Ed up to 75 hook sets, she will have a special giveaway. Special price for a giveaway. So let's help Ed get there. I'm going to step away for a minute and I'll be right back. So I'll let you entertain chat for a minute, Ed.
Well, it's pretty hard. I can't even see a chat.
I know. I just have to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, with any luck, that fish should come back and take that down. Still pretty hot out. These thermocells work great for mosquitoes, I'm telling you. If you never tried them, I highly recommend it. I haven't been bit once tonight. And usually when the bugs are real bad, I'll have a fan going to keep the bugs out of my face. So I'll turn this on. But I haven't used it all night. It's battery operated. That's the only thing bad that's, I would say, bad for fishing at night is the bugs. Especially on the water, you have the mosquitoes, the mayflies, some kind of moths. I think they call them gypsy moths or something, but they're pretty big. I think they could fly off with you. That's how big they are. But, oh, and the bats. A lot of bats, but you don't have to worry about them because they're helping clean up the rest of the bugs. And if you're wondering what kind of rigs I'm using Sandy Cooper rigs. I'm using triple thread hooks with 80-pound main shock leader. It's fluorocarbon. And then I'm using Muddy River Demon Dragons, actually the small ones. I'd like to try the big ones. I don't have them yet. To a barrel swivel. Then from the barrel swivel, I have a sinker slide, and I'm using a 6-ounce disc sinker. So that's pretty much my rig. And then I'm using 50-pound main line. And I'm using slime line if I catch a fever. These rods, they're Hellcat rods. I have 6 of those. The reason why I have 6 of them, they're all the same. If I have someone else on the boat with me, we can use 3 rods apiece. So that's why I have 6. Yeah, I wish Pennsylvania would change their law. That would be nice. If we could do like Virginia and them, where it's unlimited. I can understand only 3 from the bank because they don't want you to tie up the whole bank, of course. But I think if you're in your boat, I think it should be legal to use as many rods as you want that you could possibly put out on your boat. I know Jody, she's got like 20, 25 rods on the boat, but that's a big boat too. So, and she's allowed to use as many as she wants. I just can't. I can use 3 at a time here in Pennsylvania. And the fine for a 4th rod is $100. So I'm not paying $100 for getting caught using an extra rod. So when I fish tournaments, I always bring 4 rods with me. One is always set up and ready to go in case I do get snagged and I have to break off. At least I still have that rod. I can put it back in the water. I still fishing with 3 while I'm fixing the rig on the one that I lost. And then I just hang that up on the boat. So till the next one breaks off. But I haven't really lost any rigs lately. I've been doing really good, knock on wood, wherever it is. But yep. Now for Thursday's tournament with Jody, I'm going to try to get out at night again and get a couple more bullheads because I did really good with them. Crappies do pretty good too, but I think the crappies are a little better than the bluegills and the sunnies and the green sunfish. Don't get me wrong, they're probably the second on the chain because they're just awesome fish. They're hardy, they're meaty, they're nice. But if you get green sunfish, that would be my second bait to bullheads. Bullheads are definitely my number 1 favorite. And like I said, I have a live tank at home. So it's before what I used to do before I had a live tank, I'd go fishing early in the morning. And then our tournaments would start around 7 o'clock at night and go till 7 o'clock in the morning. So you're fishing all day, getting your bait, and then you're fishing all night long. And that's makes for a very long day. So this way here, I could fish during the week, a couple hours a day, not have to worry about it. Bring them home, throw them in my live well tank, and good to go. Come tournament day, I don't have to get up early to go catch bait. I could just sleep in, relax. When it's time to go, just put the bait in the cooler and off we go. Well, let me check the bait on this one rod here.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
I'm just checking my bait on this one rod here.
Yeah, my meat alarm went off on my phone. It's the app I have for meat probing the brisket. That went off on me. Hey, Arrowhead. I had to go pull the brisket and wrap it so it can rest. Hey, Fishing Local 336.
Just as I suspected, the hit that we had on the rod, I don't have any bait on it, but I'll show you my rig of choice. I'm running the Sandy Cooper rig. This is a triple thread hook
Oh.
to the Muddy River Demon Dragon, to a swivel right here, and a rubber bead. The rubber bead saves the knots, and then a sinker slide. And on the sinker slide is a 6-ounce disc weight that I like. And I like these clips because if the weight gets hung up, these clips come apart very easy. It's almost like using lighter monofilament line. So if this gets hung up, I can pull this and it will pull right out of that little clip right there, which makes it great because you're only losing the sinker. And I make them by the truckload, so I got plenty of sinkers. The rest of the rig's what costs you the money. All right, let me put another bait back on this and I'll get it back out.
Yeah, we got you on full screen. Oh, excuse me. I thought 336 came in.
All right. Yeah, that one hit we had took the bait.
Oh wow, yeah, he short bit the bait and stole your bait.
Yeah.
I
Like I
had that
said,
happen a lot of times.
like I said, there's a lot of muskies around here, so got
It
to
could
deal
be
with
a
them.
muskie, it could be a channel cat, or it could be a big flathead.
Yeah.
You just never know.
You never know until you get it in. That's for sure.
Oh. Yeah, you know about this Bluetooth. No, you don't know anything about barbecuing. You said you go out and eat barbecue.
I'm not a cooker.
I have these Bluetooth meat probes that let you stick in meat, and yeah, you can be anywhere, and it has an app that goes on your phone, and it tells you the internal temperature of the meat, and when it hits a certain temperature, I want to get that meat off there before it gets too high.
Yeah, you don't want to dry it out.
No, I didn't. I don't want to dry it out. I'm always looking for brisket to be at 200 to 205 range. And when it hit 200, I'm like, gotta go, because brisket ain't cheap anymore.
Right.
I can normally buy a 16-pound brisket for $36. Now you're paying almost 55, $60 for the 16-pound.
Everything went up. Everything went up.
So thank you for sharing out his channel, Pontoon Jody.
Thank you, Jody.
And please, everybody, let's get Ed up to 75 tonight. If you do, Jody will have a surprise giveaway. Oh, there's a. Sorry, my big fingers are on my thumb, Arrowhead. You're at actually 50 right now.
Nice.
You got 25 more to go. There's Stan, Susquehanna Stan, that fishes the Susquehanna River. Now, how far are you away from that river?
About 45 minutes.
John Larson, he will be doing some lives here shortly. He'll be doing live streams on his channel, catfishing. So we will be having that. Yeah, let's help him get there, Johnny. Everybody in chat, let's help Ed get 26 more hook sets or subs or family members, whatever you want to call them. So how long does black lights run off one battery?
Yeah, they're small 12 volts. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Little compact ones.
Oh, you're not using a deep cycle battery or a car battery or anything like that?
No.
Those are the 12-volt batteries for a lawnmower or something like that?
No, they're the ones that I use for my boat. I run the little lights in my boat. I'll show you one. Little Duracells.
Oh, okay. Those are almost like the same lights they use for emergency floodlights, where when the power outage goes out.
Right. These are 12 volt, and I got 3 of them. I always keep them charged because this takes a lot of juice. It's 500 watts back there.
Wow.
It's 250 a bar.
So how long will that run those lights?
Well, you saw the first one. How long were we into the stream? What time is it?
9:10. 9 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock your time.
Yeah. Well, about an hour and a half, I guess.
That ain't bad.
No, it's not. And I got 3 of them, so I'm on number 2 now, and then I got another one. So I probably won't even plug into this one.
Yeah, but you don't have black lights in your rods now, do you?
Black lights in the rods?
No. Did you move your lights that was underneath the rods?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can move them again. You want me to?
No, you're good. You're good where they're at. I just wondered what happened to the lights that was underneath the rods.
Yeah, I set them on my bait tank, so I moved them when I took the bait out.
Okay. So, what would you like to promote on your channel?
Basically, just catfishing, the love for the sport. I don't care what other people call it. I call it a sport because a lot of people are fishing as a sport. It's a game fish to me, and I highly respect the flathead. I catch and release everything I have on my boat. It's a CPR, and everybody who comes on my boat knows that they're not taking any fish from any water while they're on my boat. It's catch, photograph, release. Save that memory for somebody else, maybe a little kid coming up, getting into fishing. He'd love to catch a big one, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it only takes one big fish for a kid to get hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't be sitting at home playing on the computer and Xbox and stuff like that. He'll be out on the water getting fresh air, learning about nature, you know what I mean? That's the problem with the smaller generation now, because they're into this electronic stuff all the time. It's great if you're going to be computer savvy or whatever, but I was never that. I was always outside, and my mom made sure we were outside.
We had outdoors. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We had the river to our right, the Delaware Canal to the left, a creek right behind our house, and in front of us was a pond. So every time it flooded in Yardley, Pennsylvania, that's where I grew up, our basement was loaded with water. So everything had to be put up on stilts. But yeah, my mom, we were always out in the water.
Man, you had 4 directions you could go to fish.
Exactly, yep.
You could go catch fish out of the pond, go to the creek, get bait, then go to the river and fish for big cats.
Yep, or go to the canal and they stock that with trout. Yep.
So, Stan says, it's a shame Pennsylvania has a 50 catfish daily limit. Plus, PG Pennsylvania considers flatheads and blues invasive. Flatheads and blues are not invasive.
I haven't seen a blue. They say they're around, but I haven't caught one yet, and I've been fishing for them. Well, not for them particularly, but if you're catching flatheads, you're going to catch a blue. That's for sure.
That's what Stan is saying about them. I mean, Susquehanna Stan.
Now, the Susquehanna River, I heard that they caught some blues, but not the Schuylkill River.
Oh.
And if someone in the Schuylkill River did catch one, I want to see a picture of it, because they might be mistaking it for a channel cat, because channel cats are on the bluish side, some of them. But yeah, if Catfish Curtis is in the room and he'd like to go out some night, I'm more than willing. I'm always out. So if he wants to go out and try to hook up on some big ones, we could do that.
Have you ever hooked up with Susquehanna Stan yet?
No.
Then
No,
again,
I run a prop on my boat, so running in the Susquehanna River is kind of a no-no unless you have a jet.
oh, you run a prop, so you need a
Yeah,
jet boat for the Susquehanna River.
exactly. Yeah. I heard
Yeah,
too many horror stories about the Susquehanna River.
we had Medic for Outdoors, Anthony in the house. Dang it. Each person on the boat can fish with 3 rods.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Florida Flash. Uh, Susquehanna Stan says, I'm up way north in the branch and I run a prop.
really,
Yeah, he runs a prop up in the north branch.
huh?
Yeah, everybody, after this, I will be doing the part 2 of the brisket video, plus the country style pork ribs. Man, I had one of them things after I came off the grill. That thing just fell apart. The country
And
style
that's what gave you
ribs.
the hiccups.
No, what gave me the hiccup is I was running back and forth inside the house,
Oh, okay.
and I was drinking some water on top of it at the same time, and that didn't work out too well. Oh, excuse me.
So, Avid, you fishing Thursday?
No, I have to work Thursday.
Okay.
If I knew I could get Thursday off, I would do it because I'm gonna start filling my live well up again with more baits. Because I'm able, if I can get some good shad and keep them alive and get them into my live well here, I can keep them alive for over, say, longest I have had shad in my live well here was a year and a half, 2 years. But I got to keep the temperatures right year round for them. If I keep the water temperatures around 67 in the summer and around 70, 72 in the winter, I can keep them alive.
Hmm.
I just can't let it get too hot. Or
Yeah, I was always under the impression shad are the hardest to keep alive.
they are. Hey, squirrel. But I also keep a current going in my live well in here to where the shad don't need around corners to swim. If I keep a current in there, they'll come up and follow the current around the live well
Okay.
instead of running into the corners and hurting themselves.
Right.
That would be Ed that you're hearing the squirrels, hearing the frogs, squirrel.
They're cicadas. They're not frogs.
Every once in a while you hear a frog in the background.
Oh, okay.
Plus, that's the frog notification on my phone that you hear too. That reminds me of the Bandit Frogster. And anytime the frog goes off, it's either a notification that someone texted me or my brisket app went off. Yeah, frog is a great bait. I'd rather have frog leg. Eat frog legs. But it takes a lot of frogs to make frog legs. And I don't feel like cleaning almost 40, 50 frogs to get enough frog legs to eat.
Yeah, we used to have a Chesapeake Bay seafood house, and they served frog legs. Boy, were they good! All you can eat. Oh man!
Oh, yeah, they're really good.
But they closed that chain down. I don't know why. I guess they weren't making any money. Everybody's going in for everything you can eat.
Well, if you keep having all you can eat, you're going to be making money left and right. But it's how they try, like a buffet. They say it's all you can eat. But once you've been in there over 3 hours and you're still eating, they try to tell you you have to leave. I'm like, excuse me? Am I wasting food? No.
No, and you're not
Am I
taking it
still
home.
eating? Yes. Am I taking it home? No. So as long as I'm eating and not wasting food or stuff like that, then you can't tell me to leave because it's all you can eat. And they're like, if you tell me to leave, I can sue you because it's
False advertisement.
false advertising.
Yep.
And you'll be the one that's having to pay a hefty fine and a lawsuit. It just gets crazy. Yeah, he's had one bite already, squirrel. It's always live bait right off the hook. Squirrel was asking if he had a bite already.
Yeah. But I had a lot of boats come in late too, so that kind
Yeah.
of stirred things up because this is shallow right here.
How shallow is it?
Well, it starts right here, like right from the bank. The slope is real slow. I could walk probably a quarter of the way out here and not even be waist high.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
So how deep of water are you sitting in right now?
I'm probably fishing in maybe 3 foot.
3 foot?
Yep.
I don't even think about fishing 3 foot of water with big baits.
You'd be surprised at the fish that come in this shallow water.
Big baits and me, I find 18-foot holes with ledges and I curry comb the edges of that with the big baits. Looking for those big flatheads come up.
Ask Jody about the fish I got Saturday morning.
Yeah, what was that? 3 foot of water or 15
Yeah.
foot?
No, 3 foot of water.
Well, Stan, I'll send you all the rain your way and let it bypass me. I'll send you 6 weeks of rain your way.
We can use it. Our rivers are down.
Yeah, if it rains up north of us, all that rain that happens in Wisconsin and upper Illinois flows downriver.
Right.
And when that happens, we have to open up the floodgates and our rivers swarm right out of the banks. The reel is the most important, then the pole, then the hooks. After that, the weights, tackle, and line are equal. Yeah, but I would have to say on that one, John, the reel is the most important. Yes, the pole is, I'd say, just as important, if not more important. You want a good medium heavy action rod or a heavy action rod for a pole. If you're fishing current, you want to be able to control the fish and turn him. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but on my rods, the most important factor on my rods are the knots.
Oh, oh yeah. You need
Without a
good
good
knot.
knot, you don't have anything, nothing.
The
You need a
polymer
good
knot,
knot.
the polymer knot, improved clinch knot, and the no line knots are the three knots I use. What knots do you like to use?
The polymer is my favorite.
I like the no line knots with the hooks because the more you pull on them, the stronger it gets.
You don't like to smell your hooks?
No.
No?
I like the no line knots where you just run it in the front, wrap it several times, and run it through the back out.
Right.
And it cinches down tight on it. It's one of the strongest knots I know for a hook.
Yeah, I smell all mine.
No, Jody, we're going to be here for about another 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We're gonna be alive until 10 o'clock my time. He already knew that we were gonna be alive for a couple hours, right?
Yep.
Oh. I'm just gonna round it off to an even hour. So how who all would you like to fish with in the catfishing community that you know of?
If I had the opportunity, there's quite a few out there that I would like to hook up with. I'd like to fish with Chunky, but he won't come out in anybody else's boat.
No.
I'd like to get him on my boat. Jody, I'd love to fish with her, but she'll probably put me on the dink side. Let's see who else I'd like to fish with. Yeah, I'd like to get Catfish Curtis. He's right down the street from me here, actually. So I'd like to get him on my boat. I think once he saw the size of the fish up this way, he might not want to fish down there anymore. He fishes down in the Philadelphia area, I guess around Kelly Drive or something. From what I see, you can't really see at night, but I think it's around Kelly Drive. I don't know for sure, but I'm up in Phoenixville area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to fish with Brian B.
Jody said there is no dink side on my boat.
She knows where I got that from.
Where did you get that from?
The challenges she was in last night. One of the gentlemen said, "Yeah, I put him on the dink side." I thought that was cute.
Jody is good about catching some nice, big, chunky hogs of a catfish.
And if I was going to travel, I would like to go see Chris Flores one time, fish with him, Steve Douglas.
No. Yeah, I'd like to go back to my home state and visit it and fish with Chris Flores and Tim Molina and a few others out there.
Yeah, Chris Sodders. Yeah. Chris Sodders, he's got a lot of knowledge. I like his
Hey, your boy Troy, welcome.
I like what he does. He puts out a lot of good content out there, especially on flatheads. That's where I learned a lot of mine from Chris Sodders. Granted, we don't have the kind of bait that he has, but I got to do with what I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got Palmetto Cats in here. Welcome. If you do not have Ed Evans, please check out his link pinned top of chat. He has a new channel. He's planning on doing lives on his channel where people can interact with him. So please hooks at him and show him some love and support. And he's always on Ponchi and Jody's show every Thursday night, the Flathead Challenge. Hey, we got Muskrat Adventures in here. Hey, Roger. Everybody, if this is Ed Evans, he's new to the YouTube. So if you have any questions for him, feel free to ask. He's been fishing for a while. For those that's just coming in, could you go over your PBs again?
My personal best?
Yes.
Flathead is 46 pounds.
And your blue?
Biggest blue's 50, almost 53 pounds. It was 52.8 something. And the biggest channel cat's 14 pounds, I guess. Didn't really weigh it. But I'm not into channel cats.
Roger just came in and was asking where you're from. Where you're from?
Pennsylvania, Northeast Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and you can catch some monster cats.
I primarily fish the Schuylkill River, but I will fish the Delaware River also. I have fished the Potomac, but I fished in the Virginia side. I also fished the Maryland side too. Never fished the DC side yet because our license wouldn't allow us to go over there. Which I thought was kind of weird because you have the three states coming together. But I guess the way that the river is, DC takes over at a certain spot. And our license for Virginia and Maryland didn't cover DC waters. And the game warden that told us that was a real nice guy because he probably could have ticketed us if he wanted to.
Right.
But he was kind of showing us where the boundary line was. So he just let us go with a warning. He said, you're not from the state. I said, nah. I said, we've been fishing down here a while, but we figured we'd try shooting up the river a little bit. And come to find out we're in DC waters. So our license didn't cover up there. But he was a real nice guy. He could have gave us a ticket.
So Roger was asking, there's no blues up there?
No.
Where you're at?
People say there are. I've never seen one. And if someone around this area says that they catch one, I want to see a picture of it because the channel cats around here have a blue tint to them also. It's not.
Yeah, I think
it's not a blue cat. You know what I mean?
I do think in places like that, some people do misidentify a blue. And if they ever looked at the anal fin of a blue and a flathead, you could tell the difference.
Right.
Because anal fin on a channel cat is well rounded, and the blue cat's anal fin is square.
Right.
good.
Yeah, when I start my channel, there's no content in there right now, but when I do, it's going to cater more than likely to the third shift people that come home from work and want to sit there and wind down before they go to bed. I used to be one of those people. That's why I'm basically fishing the third shift. I fish from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Most people are in la la land at that time, but you have a lot of hard working people out there that work the third shift, and they get done, 7 o'clock in the morning. When I come home, they can turn on the channel and get something that's fresh.
Lloydie, that sounds amazing. He's gonna go live for a carp and Wells catfishing Tuesday, the 2nd of August on StreamYard for 48 hours. 48-hour session.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and he's gonna be fishing for Wells catfish.
Really?
Yeah, those are big monsters.
Yeah. Who is this going to do that?
Lloydies, Lloydies, Just Fishing UK.
Oh, he's fishing in the UK.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's where they have Wells catfish.
Yeah, they got real big ones there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's a
Yep.
good channel.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Jody, I know. I'm one of them too. I work graveyard, so I work 11 to 7, so I don't get to sleep overnight. So how would you like this so far, being live and just chatting and intervening?
Being a rookie, I think it's great. I just can't wait to get my own channel started. You know what I mean?
Oh, you can start it as soon as you want, I think. But I'm just will let you know when you do your lives, you have to interact with the people in chat.
Yeah. Well, like here, I can't see what the chat is. You know what I mean?
No, I understand, but
Only you have that.
on your device when you go live, you will be able to see the chat.
Right. But I'll have a tablet so I can
Right.
film off of this and look at the tablet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I did see a lot of people doing that. So, and that's what I was told to get. I was told to get a tablet.
Yeah,
This way here I can interact with the people.
right.
But I'm too old to sit behind a GoPro and edit everything. You know what I mean? Rather just do it live, and what you see is what you get.
Right. What you see is what you get, and there's nothing more, nothing less.
Exactly. We're fishing
No
together. That's all.
Yeah, there's no promises. You get what you get. And if
Well,
you don't
true
like it,
fishermen understand that. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah.
There's days you could go out and set the world on fire. Then there's days you could go out and
Not
not get
kidding.
a bite all night.
The only bite you probably get was be from a mosquito giving you a kiss.
Exactly. And there's a lot of times I bring half my bait home, put it back in the tank again because the bite wasn't there.
I've done that. I've done that before punching Jody's live a half a dozen times. I'm like, really? I don't want to take these bluegills home. I was hoping to have them all with a big in the belly of a big cat, flathead, and that wasn't the case. So it is what it is.
Yeah, see, that light just went out. So it's about an hour and a half that you're getting on them.
Okay. Try to keep up with chat. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the bloopers.
I plugged this last one in.
No, I ain't trying to make anybody else mad. I would like to thank Punchy and Jody for helping me hook up with Ed to get him on here as a guest. Jody, if you have any more ideas of guests that you'd like to see up here on Sunday night, shoot me a message or help me get in contact with them, and we can do that. Yeah, she's been on top of it, sharing out your link.
Yeah. Jody's definitely one of a kind.
Uh, your boy Troy Catfishing just said, "Oh no, that's Lloyd." He says he hooks at you already. Yeah, your boy Troy hooks at you. I mean, Fishing UK hooks at you. Why can't I get that right? Wow. You have 54 hook sets right now. You have 54 family members on your chat.
Thank you very much.
So, you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom for people in chat?
Well, I'd just like to thank everybody coming in, checking everything out. The content that I'm going to be putting out, I think everybody be interested in if you're into flathead fishing. That's basically my number one objective is flatheads. I love catching them, everything about them, the fight, the actual time it takes to locate them, um, different structures. I find silly stuff that the fish are laying around. Believe it or not, I found them laying inside of tires. It's just crazy, but yeah, I got a lot of content coming, but everything, like I said, all my content will be live. And from what I understand, once you do live, then it goes to like an archive. You know what I mean? To where they can look at it at a later date or whatever. I don't know exactly how all that works because this is, like I said, I'm a newbie at this, so we'll see. But if you want to catch some big catfish, tag along. We get them. Granted, you don't catch as many flatheads as you do blue cats or channel cats because
True.
they're a little more scarce. But out of all the catfish, to me, they're the ones to target because they're the hardest to catch.
So, what would you, if you had one fish that you'd fish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I've always wanted to fish for halibut, believe it or not. I want to fly to Alaska. I love the taste of it. I had a gentleman that I used to work with. He used to go to Alaska every year to Anchorage, and they would go out on a boat, and they could catch salmon or they could catch halibut, and there was some other rockfish and stuff that they could catch. But he said to me, "What kind of fish would you like me to send you?" I says, "Ship all the halibut. You can keep all the rest. Just ship me the halibut because that's my favorite eating fish. It's white, flaky. Man, is that good. If you like flounder, you'll love halibut." That's like Stan. He got his sturgeon, 222 pounds. But
That
that
is
was
just
his
off
fish
the
of a
wall.
lifetime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is off the wall there.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this now because I got to get some coffee in me and I got to do this other video.
All right.
And it's been great having you on here. We're going to do this again.
Oh, Avid, thanks for having me. It was a blast. Shame we couldn't get any more bites, but that's the boat traffic here. You know what I mean? The ramp's right here, and this is shallow, so any motors coming up here is going to chase the fish away.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to do a collab fishing sometime
Okay.
and be both on the bank fishing at the same time. See how well that works out.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Good night and tight lines.
All right. Thanks, Avid.
Good luck.
All right. Bye.
Bye.